Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Harlan. I'm the principal of Brentwood Middle School, and I'd like to welcome you to the ribbon cutting of the new Brentwood Middle School building. I'd like to welcome and recognize all of our guests today, and we'll have more specific introductions a little bit later. Mr. Golden and Mary Anderson, thank you all for being here today for this ribbon cutting. Today is a day of gratitude today for me, really, as I think about what has been accomplished with the building and the completion of the new building at Brentwood Middle School. Every year, Jason Golden reminds all of the leadership in Williamson County, he says, don't go it alone. And I think that we have taken that to heart at Brentwood Middle School by thinking of, let's do this together. Let's complete and let's build this place together and really make a great place for our students. If you will go back in time with me for just a moment, I want to kind of go way back to the beginning as my source of gratitude as well. If you'll go back to 1972, and if you can just imagine here for just a moment, the city of Brentwood was only 3 years old. If you looked around this entire place in 1972, you would probably only see farmland and pasture land all around. There was no Granny White Pike, and next door, there wasn't even a Brentwood High School at that point. That was still 10 years in the making. We have come in North at that point in time in 1972. We had the great forethought of our school board members and county commission to create what was called then Northside Junior High School. That served grades 7 through 9 in the city of Brentwood and all along the north side of Williamson County Schools. And I'm so grateful for Mr. Fleming and Mr. Hardison. They were the two administrators and many of the first faculty. I believe we have one of the first faculty members here. Miss Cleveland is here somewhere. I know she is somewhere in the house. There she is, right there. I'm so grateful for that faculty and that administration, really for planting the seed for the tree that would eventually blossom in the shade that we would now enjoy that has now become Brentwood Middle School. During the time of Brentwood Middle School, there's a lot to be proud of, especially among our students and staff. But over those years, we've accumulated a lot of achievement. As a school, collectively, we've been named a Tennessee Reward School many, many times. And recently, in recent years, the last 20 years, we've been named a National Blue Ribbon School 3 different times, and most recently in 2023. And thank you. I think also, as I remembered in some meetings with Mr. Golden before we even started this process, I think everybody who came to those meetings reminded him and others of what it meant to be a great school. It's not just bricks and mortar and a beautiful, pretty building and a facade. It's the people in it, right? It's the teachers, it's the students, it's the great parents who contribute to this community. And it took a lot just in the 50 years that we've been here. We have grown and blossomed, and we have enjoyed a lot of blessings from that. In the last 4 years, we have really, really worked hard this is a unique experience. And I want you to think about this for a minute. We built a brand new building on the same site as we were going to school. So it was an act of logistics all the way. And thankfully to the Biskin Company and Johnson and Bailey, thinking about Eric Gardner and others who helped us. We had to work with them and we had to work around them constantly throughout this whole experience. To my parents, I want to say a big thank you to you all. You guys have enormous amount of patience to deal with the logistical things and all the logistical challenges. I think I shared with one parent today coming in, we have had 5 different car lines in 4 years. It's never been the same. The students have had multiple configurations of where to go to class. At one point, we were in 8 portables, 2 buildings, and we were demolishing the front side of the old building. So it's been a lot to think about all that we've accomplished, and still, as we talked about before, it's about the people in it, right? And they still manage to achieve at a high level, whether it's teachers or students. The other thing I want to mention to you is we have an extraordinary parent-teacher organization. They are incredible. And they, through the last several leadership of our presidents and leadership within PTO, they have raised almost $500,000 through the Legacy campaign to help us, after the completion of this project, to continue to furnish and to provide decoration and other things for the success of our students in this building to make sure that they have what they need. So parents, thank you for your contributions and your help for that as well. Finally, just want to say just a couple of things about the teachers and certainly other government officials as well that are here. Teachers, this is about you and what you guys do. If it weren't for the wisdom of the teachers, I will tell you this place doesn't run very well, and that's another part of don't go it alone. Always remember to talk to your teachers about how things should run, and they have made this place truly a well-run place and a great instruction here. So I'm very thankful for our teachers. To all of our folks from the city of Brentwood, I want to say a huge thank you to you guys for allowing us to use Granny White Park. We have had the overload of sports activities that we've had to use at Granny White Park because the load has been so great of what we're also trying to use with Brentwood High School. So it has been a tremendous experience. Last thing, just want to say as just a thank you to our school board members and our county commission for just having the forethought and the foresight to plan for us for a great future beyond what we have had in the first 50 years. Last thing I will say before I turn it over to Mr. Golden and introduce him in just a moment. With this physical construction that we've had here at Brentwood Middle School, we as a staff have not only, they've built this building, our contractors have done a great job of building it, but we also took this time as a staff to think about a new mission and vision as well. And we really, just to boil it down simply is this. We want, for our mission and vision, we truly want to grow and empower our students as leaders, to help them grow in character, in academics, in relationships, by building and creating a safe and supportive and dynamic learning environment. That does not happen without all of these people working together as a team. We did it together. I'm going to turn it over to our superintendent, Jason Golden. I want to thank all of you guys for being here and let him share a few remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Harlan. Thank you, Bill. Just as a double check, I'm assuming the microphone is working because I tend to stand a little bit differently. I may lean in just a little bit. Bill, you triggered so many thoughts and so many stories in your comments, and I won't share them all because my brain just cycles over so many things. But you mentioned that Brentwood Middle School opened in 1972, and the city of Brentwood was 3 years old when it opened. If I'm not mistaken, the city of Brentwood's mayor, Nelson Andrews, was 5 at the time. Is that correct? Yeah, Nelson was 5 when it opened. I happen to know that because we actually graduated high school together. And we've had some conversations about the continuity of leadership. And I think about Bill. Some of you may remember that when Nolensville High School opened, we actually very specifically asked Dr. Harlan if he would open that new high school because he's excellent. His leadership, his culture development is excellent. And he did that. He got Nolensville High School off to a great start, but Brentwood kept on pulling him back. And Brentwood Middle School brought Dr. Harlan back just a few years in. He said, we've got Nolensville in a great place. I'm going to go home. And he came back to Brentwood Middle because Brentwood Middle is home. And y'all, that is unusual for a middle school. You think about just time. A child will spend 6 years at a traditional elementary school from kindergarten to 5th grade. It's 4 years at a high school, and then you graduate from a high school and you'll have all those extracurricular activities. And stuck in between is a 3-year middle school window. And it's rare across the nation where folks develop such an emotional connection with a middle school. And it's not just the facility, Dr. Harlan, as you mentioned. It's the people. But the facility makes it possible. And there's a point at which a facility really starts making it more difficult. And 50 years in or so, with the old Brentwood Middle School that I know still has some love in some of your hearts, we had reached that point. And so our board had a vision, and we did it thoughtfully and from a planning perspective, that it was time to rebuild the school. This is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but those of you who are involved in construction know that construction in the late 60s and early 70s just wasn't that great. There was really good construction going on in the 50s, and the quality of building construction now is pretty high, but for some reason, that window of time was just not excellent, and that building was feeling its age. It had the love from the people, but it felt its age. So our board planned for that with their 5-year capital plan and talked to our county commissioners. And the structure here in Tennessee for how to get things like that done requires some verticality. It's not just the board that decides we're going to do this. They have to get the county commission involved. And often, even though there are others who aren't involved, for example, the City of Brentwood leadership was involved in that as well, having conversations about what can we do to facilitate that. And so through a combination of the teamwork of school board members, county commissioners, other leaders in the community, and parents, some of you here, we were able to take that step. And during that time, we were growing really fast. And it's really hard to commit such an investment when you're working on trying to deal with that next thing that you have to do right then, during that time where we were growing fast. But the vision of everyone who spends time leading this community recognized it was time. So I want to specifically first thank our school board members. You see their names on the program. We actually have our 3 school board members who are deeply involved in leadership here in Brentwood and cover parts of Brentwood Middle School's zone here. And I'll ask you all if you will stand. Melissa Wyatt, Donna Clements, and Jay Galbraith. Thank you for your leadership in making sure that we got this work done. Just from a geographic perspective, Donna represents the western side. Melissa's kind of in the middle, and Jay's in the east from where we're standing, where I'm standing right now. From an investment perspective, I want you all to get a grasp of the commitment it takes, because these things are not cheap. It was a $70 million commitment to put this building together. And we do that even with structuring this as a low bid. We're very careful and thoughtful with our tax money. And even then, it was that $70 million investment, that budget. I will tell you that at the moment, we are about $2 million under budget. The entire, thank you, Commissioner Tunnicliffe. By the way, Mayor Anderson's actually going to introduce Commissioner Tunnicliffe and the other commissioners here, but thank you for applauding that. We are thoughtful about that. We plan ahead. Dr. Lee Webb, who happens to be here in the audience, uses this phrase often with her leadership team. She leads our middle schools and our high schools. She uses this phrase, and I know, Dr. Webb, you didn't coin it yourself, but you have for me. We go slow to go fast. What that means is we plan ahead. We count the cost before we start a project. We do all those things that wise leaders do to make sure that we get the work done appropriately, and that our students' needs are met. But, Bill, you mentioned it's more than that. You mentioned our PTOs. Generally speaking, on an annual basis, our PTOs in Williamson County add another $14+ million in supports for our students that go beyond what even we can do. Without you all helping, we could not be the excellent school system that we are. And I often talk about the money, but the reality is the time that you put in is even more powerful than those dollars. Because as Bill said, there is no substitute for people. I'm looking out in this audience, I'm going to name one other. Sandy Shively, who's retired from Williamson County Schools, continues to sub here after retirement. We have had other teachers do that. There's something about this community that encourages that longevity, that encourages that lifetime commitment. And I'm so proud of this community and what it's done to do this. Final little story I want to tell. How many of you had at some point in your life been in the old auditorium in Brentwood Middle? Can you visualize what I'm talking about? That little theater that was kind of squashed up. The little theater. It's called the Little Theater. And that little theater that was squashed in between like a hallway that led to nowhere, it felt like, and the cafeteria. We were so proud of that 50 years ago. But our community's needs have grown, right? And our community's needs have changed. And again, as our community grows and develops and we continue to strive to be excellent in academics, athletics, and the arts, we find ways to grow. And so I appreciate this teamwork here. I appreciate the longevity of our leadership, and I appreciate the verticality of folks. And before I introduce our mayor, Rogers Anderson, I alluded to this, but I want to be specific. The city of Brentwood does something that no other municipalities do for our community. And we have, Mayor, 5 municipalities? Six municipalities in the county. They commit every year to funding just a little bit extra to each one of our schools. They have no obligation, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm speaking for y'all a little bit. What you say when you go through the budget process is, we're going to support those entities that, were they not here, we would have to support. And so you choose to do that little bit extra. So thank you for supporting the Brentwood schools, those times that you spend and those thoughts that you put in on an annual budget to give those Brentwood schools just that little bit extra. With that, I do want to introduce to you Mayor Rogers Anderson. I spoke of continuity of leadership. Mayor Anderson has been the county's leader for 23 years, if I'm not mistaken. He has been a big difference maker as county mayor. Even before that, raising his children in the Grassland community very close by, he was involved in making sure there were extracurricular activities even outside of school for our community. Some of those legacy items that continue to make Williamson County what it is. So I wish I could introduce all the county commissioners, but I'm going to leave it to you. Mayor Anderson, thank you for the commitment you made in leading us and making sure we could get this rebuild done. Mayor Anderson.
Well, thank you, Jason and Bill. What a beautiful facility, and welcome back home.
Thank you.
So I do have the opportunity to introduce the funding body, the legislative body of the county commission, and we have 3 or 4 of them here. I'll start on my immediate left here in the front row. Chris Richmond, if you would stand. Paul Webb. Tom Tunnicliff. So we have 24 county commissioners and throughout our county that we have here. But we also, and Jason was talking about the continuity, Bill was talking about you can't do it alone. I want to personally ask the Brentwood representatives that are here today to please stand, because we could not do it without all your support. And as you follow our program, anyone that makes a speech, someone else takes your literature, and I kept waiting for Jason or Bill to take it, and they didn't do it. Ray, stand back up. This gentleman went to Northside. He's an alumni. So, and Nelson. So if you want to put the math to that, that's it, over 5 years ago. Let's talk a little bit about funding in Williamson County Schools. We have over 50 schools in our network, from elementary all the way through the middle school, through the high school. All of those schools cost a great deal of money. The county commission is the funding arm that sees that that is done each and every year. And they have to do it in a sensitive way and a balanced way. But I could stand here before you and let you know that for the last 20 years, almost, counting the debt, is about 70 pennies, 70 cents of every dollar goes back into Williamson County Schools. That's an amazing number when you consider the other funding requests that we have from the law enforcement community, landfill community, you name it, Parks and Rec, everything that goes into our over $900 million worth of funding. So The folks that are represented here today make a huge difference in the way that we do things and the way that we operate. I'd be amiss to also say I have known Bill and his family for a long, long time. You already know how great he is and what he means to the community, but he means that much more to Williamson County just as well. His family is well established in our community. And Bill, we thank you for staying here. I know you've had plenty of opportunities to go someplace else, and I'm sure Brentwood is glad to get you back from Nolensville. My final remarks are, as we look out into the future and our community continues to grow and people move in here from all walks throughout the United States, we're at about 270,000 people now. That's a far cry from when Northside was here. That's a far cry when I started my political career of how many people are here. I always like to do two things when I'm addressing an audience. One, if you were born and raised here, would you raise your hand? Born and raised here. Look around. The rest of us moved in on them. And that's the challenge as we go down through growth periods. It is bad with traffic. All of the cities and the counties are trying to address that. But at the end of the day, it is about trying to work together to continue having a solid school system, because people move here. Jobs are found here. Corporations move here to be part of the award-winning schools such as we have here in the Brentwood community. Finally, if you're a veteran, would you stand? I always like to recognize any of our veterans. They get further and further between. Thank you very much. Bill, I'll turn it back over to you, and thank you for being here today.
Well, I'm going to give some instructions before the grand finale here so that you guys will know what we're doing after the ribbon cutting. So in just a moment, I'm going to call some folks up to do the ribbon cutting. And once the ribbon cutting is complete, we will have tours today conducted by our SGA representatives. They will meet you in the back, and they will they will be in pairs today on either side. So they will gather a group and then take a group out. They have two different routes, and then we'll gather another group until everybody has had a chance to go through the building. So that's how we're going to do that today. But now what you've been waiting for is to cut this big ribbon here. So let's do that. I'd like to call down first of all, my 8th grade student representatives, so 8th grade SGA members. I would like to call down our PTO presidents, Liz Edwards, Audrey Oskins. I'd also like Natalie Metzger, Michelle Sinchoy. I think I see Elisa Romans and Hallie Fisher in the back. Come on down because you guys were a major part of this, so please come on down. I'd like to invite our teacher leaders from our building leadership team, Guiding Coalition, if you guys would come on down. Assistant principals, please step on up. I didn't brag on really 3. Mr. Phillips is not here today, but Mr. Hester and Ms. Fletcher are here, and this place doesn't go around without great assistant principals, so very grateful for them. Also would like to ask to come on up our school board members, please. So school board members, please come on up. County commissioners, please join us up front. County commissioners. And just to add on to what Mr. Anderson said, I'm going to ask this group to come on up, but I just want to say this about this group. Almost all of them were either a student or a parent or a PTO representative or a spouse of a school board member. It's incredible. Brentwood City Commissioners, Mayor Nelson Andrews, please come on up, please. Thank you. feel like. Also want to add really important folks here. Eric Gardner, if you will please come on down, along with Rex Choate with Viskin Construction, and any folks from Johnson and Bailey who may be with us today as well. Our district leadership folks, please come on. I'm sorry? Yes, City of Brentwood folks, if you have not come on up, please come on down. We've got a big group. We had to all do this together. Okay, Mary Anderson and Mr. Golden are behind us. They're going to jump in. So come on, we don't want to leave them out.
Y'all better squish a little bit better than what you're squishing. Scissors, scissors, Jason, scissors. Who needs scissors?
Students get the scissors. Everybody got it? I know it.
Everybody have scissors?
They didn't come today.
I got scissors?
We'll take scissors.
Yes. Scissors, people leave. Scissors. Okay.
You guys have scissors? All right. Are we ready? So, in just a moment, I'm going to count to 3, and we'll cut the ribbon. 1, 2, 3. All right. Congratulations. All right, SGA members, I'm going to let you take your spots down in the back of the theater. And ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite you to take a tour of this grand facility. Thank you.